Have you ever dreamt of opening your own company, but you just didn't know where to start? I'm sure most Americans did. So today we will show you everything you need to know to open a truck dispatching company in the US. By the end of this video, you will learn what business structures and name to pick, how to register an LLC, and what documents and procedures are required, what permits might be needed to operate as an independent dispatcher, as well as what insurance could be useful. We will also cover taxes, bank accounts, and load boards, so everything you need to know is in this video. If you stay until the end, you will find a breakdown of all the costs involved, so stick around and join the trucking world right. The first step in opening a dispatch company is to pick a company name and a business structure. When choosing a company name, there are two main tips to keep in mind. Use industry keywords so users can find and remember your business, and be careful with your wording. Avoid words like trucking or truck if you only offer dispatch services. These terms can cause issues when registering your business and opening a bank account, as trucking companies may require additional documents and permits. When it comes to choosing the business structure, I suggest you look at the structures that are most common in the dispatching companies. Usually, dispatching services are registered as LLCs or corporations. But how do we know which business structure is best for our company? Well, it all depends on the business plan you have in mind. For instance, if you plan on operating as a one-person company or a freelance independent dispatcher, then an LLC might be the better choice. Not only does it require less paperwork at the registration, but it also offers more flexibility in business management and avoids double taxation. On the other hand, if you are planning on building a large company with multiple shareholders and the ability to sell stocks, then a corporation might be the better choice. But keep in mind that a corporation comes with mandatory annual meeting and the obligation to build a board of directors. The second step in opening a dispatch company is filling the articles of organization. These documents outline important details about the company, including its name, purpose, structure, and the management. To file the articles of organization, you will need to have several things prepared. This includes the completed articles of organization form, the filing fee, which varies from $50 to $500 depending on the state, information about your registered agent, which can be an individual or a professional service authorized to receive your legal documents on behalf of the LLC. The cost of a professional service for a registered agent can range around $89 to $99 per year. Make sure you have all of these points ready, or check your Secretary of State website to find out what information is needed to file the articles of organization. But if you're unsure which state to register your LLC in, check out our video above for tips on picking the right one. The next step you should take to register a dispatch company is get the EIN, meaning the Employer Identification Number, also known as the Federal Tax Identification Number. This 9-digit number is assigned by Internal Revenue Service (IRS) to businesses operating in the United States for tax purposes. There are several ways to obtain your EIN from the IRS. The first one is online, which is the easiest and fastest way to apply for an EIN. You could also apply by mail by completing Form SS4 and mailing it to the appropriate IRS address, by fax if you need your EIN immediately, and by phone calling the IRS business. Regardless of which option you choose to apply through, the process of obtaining an EIN is free of charge. You do not need an IRS account to obtain the Employer Identification Number, but here is what you will need to apply for it. a legal name for your business, a business address where you can receive mail, a business structure, the reason for applying for the EIN, also the responsible party information, and this is typically the person that controls, manages, or directs the business, and other information. You may be asked to provide additional information such as the number of employees, the type of goods or services your business provides, and the date your business started. When you're setting up an LLC, one of the important things you will need to do is create an operating agreement. This legal document outlines how your LLC will be run, including who owns the company and who is in charge, and how everything will work. Even if you're the only person in your LLC, it's still a good idea to have an operating agreement. It helps you establish guidelines and avoid potential disputes with any future partners or investors. Getting an operating agreement is pretty straightforward because it's a contract. You can make it by yourself using templates that are available online. You can hire a lawyer or use a business formation service to help you out. Of course, if you make one yourself, you won't have to pay a dime. While if you use a business formation service, there might be a fee involved, which we will mention near the end of the video. Now that you've opened your company, you're good to go, right? No. You need to check if there are any permits or licenses you need to operate legally. As a truck dispatcher, you don't normally need any mandatory permits or authority like brokers do. However, you must be careful and avoid engaging in broker activities such as negotiating with shippers directly, accepting or taking compensation from the broker or factoring company, arranging a freight delivery for a motor carrier with a written contract, accepting a shipment without having a truck, and then attempting to find one, being named a party on the shipping contract, or soliciting the open market for the carriers for a specific shipment. So make sure to avoid these activities, otherwise you might face civil penalties of up to $10,000 for each violation. The next important thing to talk about is taxes and insurance. And I'd say that dispatching companies got lucky on this one. As an independent truck dispatcher who does not own any trucks, you may not be required to have any mandatory insurance. But there are some types of insurance that you might want to consider, like the professional liability insurance, which protects you in case you are found responsible for damages caused by a truck driver you have contracted with, and it is about $708 per year, plus the workers' compensation insurance if you have employees, which will cost you on average about $223 per year. You also don't need to pay particular taxes like IFTA, UCR, or IRP if you don't own a truck or have an MC and DOT number. But if you're part of an LLC, you might need to pay self-employment tax, which is about 15.3%, and it's split into two parts, 12 and 4% for old age and disability insurance, and 2.9% for hospital insurance. Once you have completed the registration and insurance processes for your business, it is important to open a bank account to manage your finances effectively. Opening a bank account for your LLC in the US requires several documents to establish your business identity and comply with the banking regulations. These documents typically include a copy of your LLC's articles of your organization, EIN, the operating agreement, business license, and the identification document of the LLC's owners. Some banks may also require additional documents such as a business plan and a financial statement. As for the costs, many banks offer free business checking accounts with no monthly maintenance fees. However, there may be fees for certain transactions or account features such as wire transfers, overdraft protection, or cash deposits. Now that you've completed the final step in establishing your dispatch company, all that's left to do is subscribe to a load board and you're ready to get started. There are several reputable load boards available, such as DAT, which costs around $180 per month, or TruckStop for at least $39 as basic coverage. And we can finally get to our bonus. We promised to show you the full estimated price you will need to have in mind when registering your business and a breakdown of all the costs. And here it is. For the articles of organization, we chose the average price, since it's so different in every state. Then we chose the biggest price for the registered agent, which is $99 per year, but it can also be $0 if you already have an agent. And the other prices are all as mentioned before, which got us to a total cost of $1,524. But of course, if you think that you still need help with registering your business and you decide to use a business formation service, this will cost you about $300 more, which will raise our total cost to $1,824. Also, if you're a beginner dispatcher where you don't know anything about dispatching at all, we have a full course to prepare you for everything you need. This might add a little to the total spending, but will save you from spending much more in the long run. If you are interested in joining the trucking world easily, without too many complications, check out the link in the description, but also like this video and subscribe to our channel because we post useful educational content every week.